for us to at one time. But Mario, who we haven't heard from in a long time, bouncing around on the in the car out there in Minneapolis with making plenty of money because he's a good man and he says hello. Mario, now let's be nice and get the show off to a good start. What's on your mind today?
How's the reception, Doggy? I'm always concerned about that.
How was what?
The reception. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. Of course I can. Yes.
Oh my God, Steve Torrey big time me today. I'm actually on hold from his show. I've been on hold for like an hour and a half.
Steve Torrey did not put you. Steve Torrey, and I walked in here at 2. There was not a call. Steve Torrey did not put you on today?
No, but whatever.
How is that possible?
I'm sure he had, I don't know.
He didn't have any calls. He didn't have. So the idea that Steve, that you were in a long line of folks in America dialing in 800 Mad Dog 6 to talk to the great Torrey, that's a misconception. There was nobody on for a long period of time. So he just obviously didn't want to chat with you. But I, of course, do. So let me hear your thoughts. Fire away.
Hey, by the way, before I get to the Yankees, I had something very interesting happen to me. I picked up a passenger in my Uber car, right?
Yep.
And he notices, he's with 3 other guys. He's sitting up front. He notices on my dashboard, I turned down the volume. I don't want to subject strangers to your show. But he noticed I had your show on my dashboard, And he goes, oh, you listen to Mad Dog. And we got to talking, and it came out that I was Mario. Well, this guy turns out to be Ryan from Atlanta, who 4 years ago bid at an auction, a charity auction, to play golf with you.
And he hasn't taken me up on that yet. He's supposed to be up here.
What? And sure, Haven, you know what? He said I could be part of his posse. So I'm going to show up. Is there a dress code there?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Oh, I can't show up in cutoff jeans?
No. Colin did that one time with the cargo shorts and a hat on backwards. He almost kicked me out of the club. No, you cannot do that. You have to wear actual golf attire. Golf attire. Can you?
Okay,
do you have a pair of regular golf shorts and a collared shirt?
I don't, but I'll buy a sissy outfit like you wear. Don't worry, I'll fit in. So, I wanted to get to the purpose of this phone call, though. I was listening to the Yankee broadcast over the weekend. I was driving when they had that doubleheader. I hear you were tweeting Torrey quite a bit during the game.
The Saturday doubleheader ran out Friday night. The day-night Saturday with Kansas City. Yes, go ahead.
Hey, and by the way, how does John Sterling do it? What is this guy, 80 years old? He's broadcasting about 10 hours of baseball.
I don't know how he does it.
Break in between.
Good point. Well, first off, if the broadcasting group was smart, they get a guy in there to do 2 innings a game to give him a little break. Now, he doesn't want that, and he make that person's life miserable, but they should do that and give him 2 innings off every game, just because of what you said. He's 80 years old, 162 games. He hasn't missed a game in 30 years. They should give him a little blow. But you are right with your thought. Now, you may continue. Fire away.
I forget how much of a breather, but yeah, Vince Scully definitely disappeared throughout the game to take naps or do whatever. I mean, I will say also, and please don't cut me off because it's not my primary point, but the absolutely hellacious number of advertisements that they crowbar into that broadcast, it's embarrassing. Every possible moment
I know, it's a joke
in the game.
Oh, you can't take
it. As a sponsor.
Absolutely right.
I mean, if Diddy's adjusting his nutsack, it's brought to you by Gold Bond.
Well, and that's all because the radio station paid way too much money for the rights, and to get the money back, they got to crowbar the commercials in because they got basically bamboozled with the right fee. The Yankees charged every nickel, like the Dodgers in L.A. with the cable. When you go out there and you take every nickel, well, then you subject yourself to lots of commercials in the Yankee case. Or in a Dodger case, carriers not want to carry the Dodger games because they're not going to pay the freight. So that's what occurred there. But you're right, too many commercials. Go ahead.
Chris, you always talk about letting a broadcast breathe. Can you imagine if you were trying to do a show and every other – I mean, Susan Woolman – is she stepping all over him broadcasting the game because she has to squeeze in? And I'm not blaming her. I'm sure someone's cracking the whip on her. But if you're trying to, have a flow to your show and Eddie Erickson's trying to, squeeze in radio spots.
You can't do it. That's why Sirius is a great place to work because you got plenty of freedom to do what you want, no commercials. So that's number one. Number two, let me hear your thought now on the baseball. Go ahead.
Okay. You always love to play manager. Okay. You explain to me how it was obvious. I believe the excuse that Boone had to yank Severino in the fourth is that his pitch count was sky high.
I think it may have been the fifth inning, but go ahead. Yep.
Well, no. But what I'm saying, he was clean through the fourth is what I'm saying. Well, I mean, he'd given up 2 runs, but what I was saying is that it was clear he didn't have it. It's clear that the Yankees' bats had not woken up, and who knows if they were. And, you have a plethora of all these arms in the bullpen. He hadn't been trending well. I just think you should have pulled back and said, hey, you're done. You give him the early hook. There's no shame in that. I mean, I guess maybe it's somewhat of an embarrassment, but would have you pulled him or you just let him stay out?
You're going, and then he gave up runs the next inning. A little specific there, Mario, for our conversation today. I'm not sure if Huck in Missouri cares, but they did leave Severino in there a long time. I got other Yankee issues I'll get to with Torrey just to bother him at 4:30. I got a plethora of things for him, as you will hear. Here's Huck in Missouri. Speaking of the devil, Huck, good afternoon. How are you today, pal? Okay.
Listen, I love everything that Super Mario puts out. I mean, everything he says is gold as far as I'm concerned. I'm a big fan of Super Mario.
Super Mario reminds me of Mario Ellie, the old rocker. They used to call him Super Mario. Go ahead. What's on your mind today? Well, they also, of course, Lemieux up in Pittsburgh. Go ahead. Let me hear your take today.
Speaking of commercials and WFAN, I actually went to your old partner last week while you were on vacation because I got to hear somebody that's good on radio.
Well, hold on now. We had people here. Jeez, be a little better than that.
No, come on, Chris. Now,
yes, we did.
I'm not.
Go ahead.
This call is not to bash your replacements. I listen to Francesa because he's one of the best, and he was good. I enjoyed it last week, even though it's hard for me to relate to the New York sports. But I will tell you this, Chris: if my hillbilly ass ever comes to New York City with my cowboy boots on, with cow poop all over them, I will find the best lawyer in New York. I will have the best tires in New York City, the best chiropractor, because I'm telling you, half of that is commercial. How anyone, and I'm spoiled, I've had Sirius for a decade now. How anyone can listen to terrestrial radio is beyond me. It was half commercials. Francesa's show was 3.5 hours. He was only on the air for maybe 2. The rest of it's commercials. I don't know how anybody can listen.
You're right, and I've always said, and Eddie Erickson and Colin Spilling can be my backer. The hardest thing you got to adjust to here at Sirius is the content. Making that switch where you do 6 minutes break, 6 minutes break, 6 minutes break, update break, traffic report break, hour done. 3 hours on 3 hours. Let me see if I do this right. 5 hours on, let's see, 3 hours on Sirius would be like 6 hours. It's double on FAN.
This is like boot camp for radio hosts.
You want to do a show with, and the first adjustment you're going to have, and you know who told me that first time I walked in the door? First time, Howard, first time. I didn't tell me that personally. When I went on the show, I mentioned, he said, you're right, Joseph. You have to get used to that. Now, once you do, it's fine, but you got to get used to it. Jacob Wilkins. Last time I saw him, he was fruitlessly bouncing around the Swan Hotel there in Orlando with a cocktail in his hand trying to get a baseball job. And obviously that has not occurred yet. Is that correct?
Not yet.
He wants to be a play-by-play guy. You have not gotten one yet?
No, I'm here.
Oh, I know you're here, but maybe there's a...
No, I know he's not
minor league jobs yet? Nothing.
Still pursuing. There's always next year.
You're young. Next year that's in Vegas.
I know.
Did you buy the ticket to go?
No, I haven't yet. Sure, I should.
Yeah,
fares are going to be high.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, I would go. I would get that done.
Only if you're going.
Yeah, matter of fact, I think I'm going to have to go with that. I'm going to see Brent before he does a Raider game.
Great.
We're going to go out there. We'll do a show. We'll do a show from Brent's place with Vinny and the guys.
Maybe if you have a separate bedroom off your suite,
no.
Save on the lodging.
You will find your place. We'll find your place. But you need to get yourself a job as a play-by-play guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're a good play-by-play man with that shirt and tie on, bouncing around that hotel. And boy, Eddie was drinking like a fish those 3 days, or those vodka tonics. My God. Anyway, you ready to go? Here's Jacob Wilkins here on Mad Dog Unleashed.